Hello.
All right, cool. See you next time.
All right, bye.
So we are doing a post-podcast 12 theater experiences stream and some recent news talk.
Recent-ish.
It is recent, in the last couple weeks. It is 5:05 in the morning.
So what's up?
Our brains do not work.
Mostly because we spent 20 minutes trying to figure out Twitch. Damn you, Twitch.
We're all old people.
We are. It's really sad, guys.
We're trying to do more streaming videos, but we're not very good at it. We're all very
Clearly.
nervous and very scared and cold and tired.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
I'm cold and tired and very nervous. I wouldn't say I'm scared.
We're now watching a video of ourselves with a slight delay.
Uh-huh.
It's
that's
incredibly
unsettling.
disturbing.
Have you seen like those videos where like
so
the
weird.
newscaster like they
Well-
get a feed of their voice but it's like a half-second delayed?
This is
We have a live video on my phone that's in real time. We have a video behind that that's flipped.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can we get
This
rid of
is-
this like window that's just covering up all of Kyle?
Why? You can see him there. What does it matter?
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right,
That's fine.
whatever.
Watching about
So-
5
I can
seconds.
see
I'm gonna
I
point
can
at
see Kyle
myself.
of 10 seconds in the past.
So our update to episode 12.
Oh yeah, so
There's a horrible
Kyle and I
shitty-
blocked out a very traumatic, terrible theater experience. I don't know why, like it slipped both of our minds when we were actually recording.
I think it was so awful we couldn't bear.
Yeah, it doesn't even register as a theater experience.
So, after Wes Craven died, there was a local theater. He's like,
Great
well,
theater.
Yeah,
I think
great
that's theater.
It's
It
gone
was.
now.
It was a
Yeah.
great theater.
Great theater.
What theater was it?
Tampa Picture Show.
Oh, okay. No,
Yeah,
no,
it's great.
I've heard of it before.
It's
never been
gone
there.
now, but
Well, you can't go there now.
they did a free tribute to Wes Craven after he died. They showed Hills Have Eyes
Mm-hmm.
and People Under the Stairs.
And I was like, I've never seen Hills Have Eyes or People Under the Stairs. People Under the Stairs seems really cool, and Hills Have Eyes, I was like, I feel like that's a classic. I sort of have to see it.
It is.
Go on.
And he
I'm
did.
just going to be jumping in with important details that Kyle is going to leave
So,
out.
I was really upset at first because it was me, my wife, Aaron, and another friend. And I'm like, we have to get there in time because it's going to be a massive line.
Uh-huh.
And we can't dick around. We need to go now.
I feel like we were going to like get dinner or something before, but it became like, no, we need to get there
Yeah.
and like get in line, so we can't. We just need to go.
So we were maybe 16 people there together.
Yeah,
altogether.
yeah.
Maybe.
Total?
Total.
Yeah.
Including us, yeah.
And we got there like an hour and a half
And-
early, 2 hours early.
Not like an hour and a half. Calm down.
Okay.
So we got there pretty early. But Tampa Picture Show, thank God they serve food. So I'm like, oh, we'll just order food here.
Yeah.
So mistake number 2 was I ordered
So, like, this is Kyle makes these mistakes sometimes where it's like if you're standing on railroad tracks and it's like, hey, Kyle, don't stand there. You're going to get hit by a train. And he's like, do you think? We're like, yeah. Like, if you don't want to get hit by a train, you should move. And he's just like, yeah, I don't want to get hit by a train. I think I'm going to stand here, though.
That's most of my life.
And then he gets hit by a train, and he's like, oh, that
I
was
don't know what
terrible.
happened."
Yeah, like, that was awful. And we're like, yeah.
Anyway,
So
go on.
I ordered something called crab pizza,
Uh-huh. Just what it sounds like.
which I like pizza a lot.
Uh-huh.
I like crab.
What could go wrong?
That should be 2 great tastes that taste great together.
No, it shouldn't.
Not really.
It was the worst.
I think we were even like, oh, let's get a pizza. Like, I was like, yeah, I could go for pizza. And you were like, well, I really want this crab pizza. And I was like, I will not eat that. I will order something else. Like, do you want to get, like, cheese pizza or sausage pizza or anything? No, I really want this crab pizza. And I was like, okay, you can have it.
So what
Go
happened
on.
was, I feel like individually the components would have been good,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
but the crab juice,
Ugh.
like, kind of like,
Ugh.
I'll have Mountain Dew.
the crab juice kind of like congealed on top of the cheese, and then there's these chunks of like crab meat,
Ugh.
and
Wow.
then the congealed crab juice and the cheese and the meat mixed with the marinara. The only adjective that comes to mind is ghoulish.
Appropriately.
Yeah.
For a horror movie screening.
So, I was at
So
a,
that's like the setting
The
to
setting.
this.
so there's like the guy that hosted the event was super awkward, as you would think he would be. But the first movie played went off without a hitch. They played Hills Have Eyes.
Which, I'll interject here, was not my favorite. It had the problem I have with a lot of older horror movies where it was just like the pacing of it just drives me crazy. As
Yeah.
a modern viewer, I guess. It's just like it's so like slow and
As
plodding.
an impatient millennial.
Yeah, pretty much. As an impatient millennial, which I am, it was just very like, when's something gonna happen? And then it was, I don't know, it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was a bad movie. I would say it's not for me.
Yeah.
But I was really excited for the second one, and I was like, okay, well,
So-
you know,
I
The
love
second
Hills
one
Have
will be
Eyes.
more fun.
So the Hills Have Eyes ends, and the host of the event is, I'm not sure like how he like started off, but essentially it's like, listen, like we're gonna have intermission, show some like of my student films, which there were two of.
To which Kyle whips around and is like, this is going to be great. And we're like,
I was really excited.
Were you excited because you knew how bad it was
Yeah,
going
I
to be?
knew how
or-
awkward and terrible they were gonna be because I could
yeah.
tell by his eyes.
For the same reason I wasn't excited, Kyle was excited. I was like, okay.
Because
well.
we had the opportunity for some like room level just terribleness, but
See, I was like, I figured it was going to be like you know, a film student who like thinks that they're very artsy, and you're like, oh, okay, but it's
the guy
which
that,
one of them was
the guy that made
Sort of.
those two movies is like the Steven Spielberg of shitty awkward movies. They were so bad. The first movie was just like a naked dude in a bathroom.
Yeah, see, this is like what I was
Ugh.
expecting from both of them. It was black and white, wasn't it?
It might have been. Part of it was in black and white.
And it was like,
Part
yeah,
of
it was.
it?
Yeah.
It was one actor, and he was just like a guy in the bathroom.
He's like working out and like flexing in a mirror.
Yeah, there was a mirror. There was a lot of him looking at himself in a mirror.
And I thought there was like I can't remember.
This is like
but
us trying to remember a bad dream.
There's either like really introspective music or like thrash metal.
I feel like it transitioned at one point and got like super hard like rock just at one point.
Yeah.
There
I
was
feel
like
like it just like went right into it.
I
Like,
think wasn't there an evil version of himself
Yeah,
that
there's
came
an
out?
evil
I
version
feel
that
like
came out of the mirror.
at that point it just went like hard cut to like crazy like thrash metal-y.
and it was
like,
cool because it was like
guitar
how in
riffs.
like an old Star Trek episode where Kirk would have to fight a duplicate of himself,
Oh, the mirror.
and
Mirror.
you'd only see like either Kirk from behind the shoulder.
Right?
So that was awful.
But it was like they didn't have another person to shoot a shoulder of.
Yeah, it was fucking terrible. But
So that was a thing. Was that one first?
yeah,
Okay.
because the second movie, I
Kyle's gonna describe this. I'm just gonna have a.
I can't remember. It was an animated film that used like anime clip art.
It changed. It
It
also
changed,
changed halfway
yeah.
through. At first, I feel like it was just clip art. Halfway through, they became like anime characters. But when we say animated, it was like just like a still like cutout image that like South
It was
Park,
like
but
when,
worse, just
when
moved
South
across
Park
the
would
screen.
make fun of how bad their animation was, and it would cut to them just going like bloop, 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 bloop.
Yeah.
Or like there's this clip of Berserk people make fun of,
Mm.
where it's just like guts, and he goes to walk across the screen, but he's still, and it just goes, and it looks
Yeah.
like him on a popsicle stick.
The whole thing was that.
The entire thing is that, and like I feel there's like characters that barely had the white square clip art clipped out from behind them.
Yeah, there were definitely some like wobbly edges.
It was, I can't recall anything about it.
No, there was also.
There's like a ninja chasing.
Oh, I couldn't tell you what it was about.
What? The what?
There's, I
Yeah,
feel
there's
like
a chasing
maybe
with
they had
ninjas.
like sort of superpowers, like it was a kind of magic anime. Thing,
Maybe.
but I don't. It also, I remember the backgrounds being really inconsistent. Like some of them were like drawn, some of them were like photos.
Yeah.
At one point, it was like in a dojo or like a Zen garden or something.
I know
in the
there's like
background.
clip art explosions that they use in like Aqua Teen Hunger Force. There's a lot of
Sure.
those.
I feel like we're making this sound better than it was.
Yeah.
No,
It was also it was
trust me.
very long.
It was very long, and the most awkward. Okay, there was only 16 of us, and the guy that did these, like, made these abominations, stood up the entire time in front of us to watch us watching his movie.
Yeah, he was like at the front of the theater, like
Facing
looking,
you.
Yeah.
at the
Not
audience.
the screen.
And so the movies ended, and he paused for like recognition or an applause, and there was none. It was the most awkward, like 45 seconds.
Well, I think we need to go back to just how long it was. Because you think of this of like, oh, it was like 5 minutes. It was like a 15-minute video.
Which one? Both of them, or Or just
The
the
second
one?
Like the
the
second
second
one.
one.
It
I
went
feel
on
like the
for a
first
long
one was
ass
maybe
time.
like 5 to 8
Yeah.
minutes. It wasn't as long. It was weird and you didn't know what was happening, but it wasn't as long. But the second one was just like, I don't know what's going on. This is awful. I like there's nothing even to like latch onto as like this is a movie.
Like that,
It was just weird and confusing.
I
and
feel like
bad.
that dude. I wish I could find him in his videos.
Do you?
I do. Because
Well-
eventually he's gonna murder someone, and those will be like. You know, like the Danny
It's-
Phantom killer,
It's secretly his manifesto.
the guy that was obsessed with Danny Phantom that like killed all those people in a grocery store.
No, I did not know
What?
about that.
He's gonna be that guy. There's a
Danny Phantom,
I
like
was-
the cartoon?
yeah.
Well, I was thinking like, didn't the Virginia Tech killer have like a script or something, or like a
Yeah.
screenplay that like came out after
I'm
he
sure he
killed all
did,
the people?
yeah.
And, yeah, and it was just like, oh, here's a screen. I feel like it's gonna be that.
Third act is weak.
So wait, Danny Phantom, like somebody that worked on Danny Phantom?
No, it was like some
fan?
guy that was obsessed with Danny Phantom, and he had like all these like hyper violent animated videos and like his like fan fiction, like of a character based on someone from Danny Phantom.
Yeah,
But then
like
he killed all.
OC.
But then he killed all these people in a grocery store that he worked at. It's fucking
Fuck.
insane.
People are crazy.
So, do you think Danny Phantom is going to be the next like Catcher in the Rye of our generation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all these like serial killers are like,
Like
celebrity
I hate phonies.
assassins.
And go.
First of all, that was a great show, and what you're looking for is like they're like spraying. I'm a bad person. They're
Yep.
like spraying a crowd with an automatic rifle, like I'm going ghost.
When this does happen,
I'm going
we're
to
not-
hell.
yeah.
So
our other.
anyway, that was
story.
our yeah.
I can't believe we left that out of the episode. I don't
I
know if we just
can't-
like blocked it out
I
completely.
can't
or-
either.
It's
That
probably for the
was
best.
really. I think
Mike, thanks for sitting through that.
No problem.
in my opinion, it's like it didn't even register to me as a theater experience because it was so like bizarre and
we
terrible.
got up and left. Like people
Oh,
just there
wait,
started.
that was the other thing. I was building up to this and then I forgot the reveal. So I was like, okay, Hills Have Eyes is kind of whatever. But like, okay, this what's the second one? The
People Under the
People
Stairs.
Under the Stairs. I was like
Great
Treasure
movie.
Under the Stairs. That's not the word. Great movie. I've still never seen it because 2 minutes into it, after sitting through that as our intermission, and I was like, can we just get like, can we not be a part of? Can we leave? Because there was also like, well, we might have to leave early, and I was like, if we're leaving early, let's do it before this screening. We got 2 minutes into People Under the Stairs. I don't know if we were through the credits, and someone we were with was like, yeah, we got to go now. So we sat through that for nothing.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like we got through that, then we get to watch the movie we wanted to
I would
watch.
say it was for something.
No,
but,
it wasn't.
yeah,
It was
but-
for nothing. It was the definition of in vain. I am not okay with it. This was like 3 years ago, by the
Yeah.
way.
Oh, I know.
This was
So
like
I
three-
know want to know why you guys left, but we can talk about that later.
It was fucking awkward.
I
Like,
don't. No. It wasn't awkward. We left during the next movie.
I think I felt so much embarrassment because that guy was just like right there. I just wanted to leave.
I think it was like you needed to get back, like because of the sitter or something.
Maybe.
Like,
But
The crab pizza wasn't agreeing with him.
yeah, it was probably. Kyle's like, oh, that crab pizza's coming back. We need to go, guys.
so anyway,
So yeah,
now
that was our.
now Mike, you can join us. We're gonna talk about like some recent news, I suppose. Recent-ish.
Well, yeah.
We pushed this video back a week. But
I mean, we
Uh,
could, never mind. Go on.
I guess we'll do it in like order of most recent, and we'll just go back. But good news, everyone! Inhumans has I think officially been canceled.
Thank God.
Inhumans might be the worst thing Marvel's ever done.
After Howard the Duck.
No, I don't. Howard the Duck is great.
Okay, well,
Howard the
let's-
Duck is
let's-
Schindler's List compared to Humans.
Let's
I mean that.
I know. Let's adjust that stipulation. Inhumans is the worst thing Marvel has done that's part of the MCU.
I would barely
I-
even argue it's part of the MCU. It's so outside. Like,
I mean, it was intended to be.
It was
Yeah.
intended to be, and I think it was so embarrassing they just like had to cut ties.
It was really bad.
It
I did
was
not watch
horrible.
the whole thing. I watched like very sporadic episodes. I watched like the premiere, and then I watched an episode in the middle, and I watched the finale. And I think I watched like 2 or 3 episodes in the middle.
It
was
really
just-
looks like something that would have aired in like the 90s.
It was so.
Mm.
It was like
I
Flash
mean-
TV,
Yeah.
like the original Flash.
There was a
bad.
lot working against it. It was like it looked terrible, and that the effects, the costumes were all terrible.
Had like no-name actors.
Yeah,
Well,
the-
I think the biggest name actor were two was Maximus.
Yeah.
Because he was
Ramsay,
in
yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Right.
And then the guy that played Karnak, he's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, couldn't tell you his name, but
I
I
can
know
tell
he's
you
been in
everyone
a
else.
lot of
And I
stuff.
thought, for the most part, the acting was good. I would say the writing was what was terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I
The-
thought Black Bolt was good. Medusa, like, with what she was given,
Yeah.
she was alright. But it was, yeah. go ahead.
The doctor from that was, I guess, Black Bolt's friend.
Oh,
was
the guy from Lost?
Yeah,
Desmond?
was on Lo- yeah.
Yeah, Desmond.
Oh, yeah, Desmond Hume.
He's been in a couple other
was fun
things as
seeing
well,
him.
but
I
still.
like him, yeah.
But
It
still.
was just like, I just felt like he owed ABC a favor.
Yeah.
There.
Sure,
Basically.
whatever.
They made the character so unsympathetic.
They were, yeah.
Oh,
They
All,
were, like-
yeah, every episode I watched, I told both of you, I was like, I don't know why we're rooting for the Inhumans.
Yeah.
Like, everything that they're setting up makes Maximus the one I want to root for.
Yeah.
It's like he just, like, didn't get powers and would have been condemned to, like, work in the mines and die if he hadn't been part of the royal family.
Yeah.
All of the royal family's argument is just like, well, we need to be in power because we're the royal family and it's our rightful place. Like, oh,
Okay,
well,
cool.
This human's filthy blood. I'm like,
yeah, and it was
This is
yeah, it
weird.
was very like all humans are
Yeah.
dirty and inferior and deserve to. And Maximus's whole thing with it's like he's like Maximus the Mad. His entire platform is just like, hey, let's not send humans off to die just because they don't have powers.
Until
Yeah.
they needed to turn him into a bad guy 2 episodes before the finale.
Yeah, and then in the finale, they're like, "Oh no, he's crazy and he wants to get his powers back, or he wants to try and get powers again," and that's pretty much it.
The
But
only-
even then, there wasn't.
The only person I really liked in the entire show is that one fucking bad guy that had like the mask, like those
That
Zorn,
they killed?
like the Zorn
No.
mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked
And
him.
He died.
Because they set him up to like do this like crazy bad dude, and he's like, hey.
Yeah.
He just had like a normal dude voice, which I
Because
thought
he,
was
didn't-
hilarious.
'cause he didn't want to. He didn't want to be a bad guy. The only reason he became a bad guy was because freaking Black Bolt and like the royal family imprisoned him because of his
Yeah.
Right, well,
because
he-
of his power was too
He
dangerous.
Basically, was the same as Black Bolt. Again, it was just like being privileged versus not being privileged.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you have this super crazy powerful power. Well, since you're the prince, even though you murdered your parents accidentally, like you're fine. You can still be king. But you, do you have any connections? No. Oh, okay.
Nope.
Well, then you have to wear a horrible mask and be in prison for the rest of your
He's
life.
like Cyclops.
But he's like,
He's like
but
a
doesn't
shitty
this
version of
mask
Cyclops.
contain my powers? Shut up.
yeah, yeah. Oh, well,
Uh,
you're containing it, so I can still have a normal life,
Yeah.
right?
Crystal
Nah.
was garbage. I hated every single second of her.
Mm-hmm.
Lockjaw was embarrassing.
God, remember that one episode
There
I
was
showed
an
you?
episode
Or-
it was like Lockjaw his like animation started clipping or
yeah,
repeating.
it just like was on a weird.
It was a
loop.
weird like 3-second loop, and it was so fucking weird.
Yeah.
It was like the bump from what was it, Halo 3 or Halo 2, where like all the vehicles just it was on like a 15-second loop, and every 15 seconds they just go like
Does sound
it
familiar.
was like that.
Like, spoiler alert, but I didn't
No,
care about.
literally no one cares.
I didn't care about it. Like, I saw the episode where Gorgon. That's his name, Gorgon.
Gorgon?
Got Gorgon with the hooves.
Yeah.
I saw the episode where
Yeah.
he died. I'm like,
But he comes right back.
does he?
Yeah.
I didn't watch
No,
it.
he
I
doesn't
didn't
come
watch.
back for a couple episodes.
Yeah, but
Oh,
in
well, then-
Showtime, he comes right
Well,
back.
yeah,
well,
he does.
I didn't. I just found that out, and I still didn't care that he
No,
died.
but they
Like, I don't
treated
give
it like a
shit.
huge deal. They were like,
Yeah,
and Triton too, like sort of they like faked his death. They were like, oh, he fell, and
yeah.
they
When
were
did he?
like,
Did he ever come back?
he came back at the very end.
Last episode.
Yeah.
So he was just gone.
I feel
the
like
whole
they like
season.
did his makeup. They're like,
Oh.
you look expensive.
Right? It was just like, oh, that's a special effect we have to pay for.
Yeah, but if it
Nah.
was just makeup, it's not like they were trying to do Medusa's hair.
it's-
Oh wait,
it
they
sucks
didn't. They
because,
cut it
like-
all off in the first fucking episode.
Shield definitely had its like stumbling blocks, but it's
Yeah.
gotten a lot better. And the way Shield handles Inhumans is so much better. It's maddening.
Yeah.
And then like Inhumans just was so silly and made no sense. And they're like on the moon, and they're like, oh, we're this ancient race. Of like, no, you're not. Like, since when?
Such garbage.
Well, they
in
also
this
just
in this universe, you know.
they're on the
like-
moon, and then they immediately like go to Hawaii and are there for like most of
Yeah.
the series. And it's just like, I think it was like how every Adam Sandler movie is like a scam to just get a
Yeah,
vacation
in
wherever he
Hawaii.
wants to go. It was just like someone was like, I want to make a show in Hawaii. Okay, well let's hire this like horrible writer who also wasn't he the one who messed up Iron Fist.
Scott Buck, I think, and Dexter. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was like, yeah, sure, hire him, and oh, they're all like megalomaniacs who are obsessed with race purity. Yeah, sure, we get to film in Hawaii still,
Why
right?
not?
All right.
But well,
So that's enough.
gonna be
That's like
drinking
our
Mai
entire
Tais on the
episode on
beach.
Inhumans.
yeah, we did an entire episode,
yeah.
but thankfully that's dead. I
Yeah.
guess we'll go into other like
Hopefully.
show news, like better show, and the opposite spectrum of this. Castlevania season 2. Mike hasn't seen it.
Nope.
I feel bad. You're left out for like a second thing.
That's fine.
It's really
It
good.
won't be long. We're
I don't-
excited for a second season.
I'm excited for 4 more episodes.
8.
8 episodes this
Yep.
time? Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
Did you
one
not
more,
read
one
the
more
one
hour
time
material.
I comment on one of
No.
our Facebook posts and you didn't?
So infrequently that I just like.
Because someone commented like, "Oh, we're probably getting another 4 episodes." The first season was only 4 episodes, and I was like, "Nope, we're getting 8 this time."
Good.
Because the way that it was announced was, what was it? The director posted like, "Hey, so people keep asking me, is there a season 2? Like, I guess word didn't get around. Like, yeah, we've been confirmed for a while. There's going to be 8 new episodes this summer." It was just
Oh,
like,
cool.
they just like forgot to put out a press release, or
They put out like an announcement like almost immediately, and I feel people just like I forgot about it because I remember after watching season 1, I'm like, oh, that sucks. But hey, season 2 will be 8 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't give a shit about like 99% of anime,
yeah,
and Castlevania is really good.
Castlevania is very good.
I feel like a lot of like the anime that goes straight to Netflix is actually pretty cool because like there's that new Devilman series
Oh, I
that's
haven't watched
also
that one.
really good, and there
I believe you.
was a movie called Blame that was good. But it was that weird like CG anime style that I normally
okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
find really ugly and gross. But it fit the story because it was like an ugly, like gross world. So I enjoyed it.
So you like ugly and gross when it fits.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like
So that's
me.
exciting. Excuse me. It was very like the first season was both very short and very like I don't know, I don't want to say they accomplished a lot, but it was all very like, okay, we're going to set up
They accomplished the main
what's
setup
you know,
of like
it's if it was a video game, it was just like, okay, this was the tutorial level and now you're entering the main quest, basically, you know?
I remember like very few things bothering me about season 1. I think like
Mm-hmm.
the final episode was a little rushed to just like get everyone in the same room and like get them on their mission.
Yeah.
And there was a weird part where like I think it's final episode 2 where they got all the villagers like randomly started like helping out to fight
Oh yeah, that
monsters.
was the final episode.
Like all the villagers like just didn't do like dick the entire time, and then he's like, "Guys, we gotta do this," and they're like, "Yeah," and they had these like wooden stakes, and they were able to kill
They
a
did
monster.
get on board very quickly. He's
Yeah.
just like,
Some
guys,
pitchforks.
these like people who say they're with the church are really evil, and they're like, yeah, we should murder them in a mob. He's just
Yeah.
like, all right.
But everything was great. The animation's great. The music's great.
Mm-hmm.
I like that Dracula is like a sympathetic bad guy.
Yeah.
I watch him like I like Dracula, and it's like I totally get him. Like fuck those
Yeah, they
people.
spend the entire first episode, a quarter
Fuck those
of,
villagers.
the series just
Yeah.
being like, oh, here's what happened. Here's why Dracula is pissed off and
I like
trying
the
to kill all
Belmont
of
they go
humanity.
with. I like his furry coat. Looks cool.
Trevor's great.
Yeah, he's awesome. And he's funny. It's like a lot, it was a lot funnier than I thought it'd be.
Yeah.
I remember there being like a weird conversation about a goat in a bar.
Oh, yeah. It was, yeah.
Yeah, that was
Um,
weird.
Yeah. It was just how all the, like, high families are, like, pieces of shit, and he's just like, what does he say? He says to the guy, he's just like, what are you? You're shit, you come from shit, like, your dad was a goat fucker, and that's why you're here, basically. It was something to that effect.
Good family stuff.
Yeah, and then Trevor shows up and is like, can I have another drink?
Mike,
So-
do you want to talk about Spider-Man and Venom?
Oh,
my
Apparently
God,
not.
Mike, because I brought it up.
This is
Sorry.
why we don't try and include
yeah.
Mike.
You're just eye candy,
Yep.
you whore.
That escalated so quickly.
Right?
It went just from, like, general meanness to, like, yeah, just dance, you whore. Throw coins at you. So, rumor has it, Spider-Man's going to be in the
Thanks
Venom
for
movie.
the save. Yeah, I stopped doing that. Yeah, I saw this. What was it last week?
I think
That
last
there's
week, yeah.
rumors that Tom Holland's been apparently spotted on the set of the Tom Hardy Venom movie. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, it could be. I don't know.
I've heard-
it's very strange.
I've now heard like an update of the rumor that Peter Parker will be in the movie, not Spider-Man.
but that doesn't.
Which like it's
what?
also weird, makes no sense because I feel like Tom Hardy it'd actually be kind of great if he was like still playing like the rival of Peter Parker.
I was going to
Yeah.
say,
And
how
he's like
old
this
is
he's
Tom
like this
Hardy?
grown man. He's like, fuck you, little kid.
Can you imagine just Tom Hardy punching Tom Holland in the face? Pa!
He just, like, walked into his, like, chemistry class. and just,
I just
Picks up
like,
his
in the middle of
beakers,
school.
throws him on the ground. Suck it, nerd.
I would be really, really surprised if it happens because Disney has no control over like the Sony side of things, like
Yeah.
the Venom characters, and now they're doing that Black Cat Silver Sable film, and
That's
supposedly a
garbage.
Mysterio film,
Wha-
and a Chameleon film, and a Craven film. They have no control over those
Chameleon?
characters. Yeah, they have no control over those characters at all. So it's weird to me that they would even bother to try to like, unless they worked out some deal to try to like integrate. Like, why have Spider-Man be there at all unless it's just like kind of like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge cameo?
I mean, that's what that sounds like to me. To be like, oh, Tom Holland was on set, and like, oh, well, Peter Parker will be in it. Is that's just going to be a like, sort of like drop in, like he's just walking past, or he like delivers a pizza or something, and
I feel it'd be like some
That's
dumb
it.
joke like, oh, who took this picture of me? And someone's like, oh, Peter Parker. Oh, never heard of him. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm just
Have they said like what's Tom Hardy's character like? What's
Venom?
yeah? No,
Flash
like
Thompson,
as a
right?
is he Flash Thompson?
No, I think it's Eddie Brock.
Oh, that's right. He is Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
Well, then how is he?
Because Flash
That's right.
Thompson's already in Homecoming.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So is Eddie Brock just like a grown man?
Yes.
Like
I guess, yeah.
how seriously? How old is Tom Hardy?
I think he's in his 40s.
I was gonna say I feel like he's in his 40s.
Yeah.
I got it.
Bing it. Like
But,
that's just like
I know supposedly they're going to go with, like, the Lethal Protector storyline, where Venom,
Right.
like, moves to San Francisco and he's kind of like an anti-hero.
Tom Hardy, yeah, 40 years old.
And I think, what's his name? Riz Ahmed? The guy from Nightcrawler, he played the cameraman.
Wasn't he in Rogue One?
oh.
And Rogue, yeah, he's in
You
Rogue
said,
One.
Night-
you
Cody.
said Nightcrawler, and
Yeah.
because we're talking about superheroes, I was like,
Alan Cumming?
Nightcrawler? Yeah.
He's supposedly going to play Carnage.
Uh,
It's like, I already don't really care about Venom that much, and I care even less about Carnage.
It
And then,
just-
like,
it
the other
doesn't-
symbiotes, it's like,
Yeah,
it
that's,
just doesn't make
Negative amounts of
sense
caring.
for them to do without Spider-Man. Like, I don't understand. I don't get. I can't even fathom the route they're going to go for this story. Like, it doesn't. Like, I don't get it.
I feel like it's
Mike is lost for words.
it's a
I
very,
really am.
Another
because-
Sony tragedy.
because it doesn't. It just doesn't make sense. It's not. The story isn't possible without Spider-Man in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's. I mean, it was obviously like set in motion before Disney had any ownership of these characters, and it was like an MCU
was it?
thing.
Yeah.
Venom. This
Yeah.
one?
The Venom that before, when they had still the Andrew Garfield movies, that a Venom movie lined up and had a Sinister Six movie
Right. I
lined up.
remember the Sinister Six one.
Yeah.
But I mean, I
don't
feel like that was the play. Is that it was like when they couldn't be connected to the MCU and they just had all these characters. They're like, all right, well, like fuck it, let's
Yeah,
just
but-
throw all these
But like,
B characters their own movies or these villains their own movies.
but like
and-
this didn't go into production until after the Disney deal. So why would they even bother? Like, I don't.
I'm gonna make a segue. And here, like, okay, I think Sony is just making like a bunch of power plays. Because Sony is still allowed to make whatever movies they want to,
Yeah.
just without Spider-Man. So they can make like his entire cast like their own movies, and I think they're forcing Disney's hand because they are making more Spider-Man movies. They're making 2 more sequels.
The Homecoming, yeah.
Yeah, and I think the more like B-list villains they announce, those are villains Disney can't use in their Homecoming movies, supposedly.
guess.
According to this, I don't know how the intricacies of the contract. I think like Sony's trying to force Disney's hand into more money. Like, oh man, it really sucks we're making this Craven solo film. He'd be a great bad guy in that movie. Like,
And meanwhile, Disney's like, who?
yeah, really sucks we're giving that. What's that guy that's Nazi that's made from bees?
What?
Go on.
Spider-Man has a bad guy that's a Nazi made from bees.
Do they fly in formation?
I
with
think
a
his name's
swastika?
Swarm. It might be Swarm. He's a Nazi made from bees, and he has a purple cape and purple gloves. And I had his action figure as a kid, and it was a fucking dope
What are-
action figure.
Hold on. What's the cape attached to?
He's like in the shape of a man, but he's bees.
I know, but like,
The bees hold
are
it.
the bees, yeah, like squashed together, like layers of bees with the cape on it? Or are the bees like in their little legs holding the cape and just flying above another layer of bees?
I don't know.
Or like, do they have their stingers like injected into the cape and every
Yes.
time he takes it off, that layer of bees dies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Surprise twist. Venom movie is a spin-off of the Tobey Maguire series.
That'd be fucking horrible.
Because, I mean, they'd be about the same
Like-
age. Eddie
Well,
Brock
I was gonna say,
and
like,
Tobey Maguire,
he
Peter
just
Parker.
kept aging and like Peter Parker didn't. So.
Do you think Topher Grace is bummed that there's an alternate reality where he ages into Tom Hardy eventually?
I don't think Topher Grace like hates every show or movie he does so much, I'm sure he doesn't care.
I'm sure.
Like,
But there was a rumor that weird Ryan Reynolds, Jake Gyllenhaal sci-fi movie from like last year, Life,
Yeah.
that was a Venom prequel.
Yeah, but then
It was
no
like a
merit ever
did
incognito-
that
came.
get good reviews?
I
I
don't.
think it got like
hearing-
middling reviews, and it
Okay.
was just like it showed up and then left.
I don't remember
I noticed
hearing
that it had, like,
anything
a-
about it after it came out.
I remember it being one of those films that I was just like, oh, that cast is great, but that trailer makes it look really dumb.
I know it
like-
had a surprise, like super dark ending.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like it was apparently just like super grim, like
I'm gonna
Twilight
look
Zone
up the-
style. Yeah.
Plot of that after this.
So it ended up not being a Venom prequel.
Yeah. I feel
And
like
so, like, everyone is dead on the spaceship and is just drifting towards Earth, and you just, like, see the symbiote, like, crawl out of an air vent.
I feel like at one point someone like suggested it'd be a Venom spin-off, and like there was
Mm-hmm.
a Sony exec that didn't think about that, but then he was like,
Go on.
and Disney was
They
just,
just, like, retconned it
shaking
in.
their head at him. Yeah.
Well, it's like the Peter Parker being the kid in Iron Man
Hey,
2,
listen,
3, or
Tim.
whatever.
Hey.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, that was him.
Anyway, segue. I'll move into
Stop saying segue.
no.
What's our next topic? Our next news
Studios
thing we
making
wanted to-
power plays against Disney. I'd say the Fox movies, the Fox X-Men films.
Oh.
I want to see
That was
new
more like
mutants.
Disney making a power play
Well, now it
movie
is.
against
Well, now it
everybody.
is. Well, you know, I mean, as of a while ago, like Disney acquired the Fox, like entertainment branch. That they own the
20th
X-Men
Century
film.
Fox.
Yeah, they own the X-Men now. They own Fantastic Four, supposedly.
Deadpool,
Guys.
all that.
Deadpool. But New Mutants unfortunately got pushed back by 10 months.
That
which
movie's
I'm
not
bummed
coming
about
out.
that. I'm genuinely bummed about that.
I'm really
Like,
sad.
It's not going to come out. I'm willing to
You
bet
don't think
money.
so?
Yeah,
Mm.
I'm willing to bet money that and Dark Phoenix aren't coming out.
Well,
Dark Phoenix.
the Gambit movie got canceled. Thank God.
Oh, did it officially get canceled?
well, there's no
Again?
director, and it's supposed to come out in a year.
Yeah, I know it lost its director again, and like there's still it's like it hasn't even started production. Like,
So, like, 4
not
months
happening
ago, we
either.
released the podcast in which I said this, which means I said it like 7 months ago with our recording schedule. Like, that movie was never going to happen.
what Gambit?
I
Gambit.
said if a Gambit movie happened, I would eat this hat. I still stand
And now
by it.
he's doubling down on that. But it's like they.
You should up the ante.
All those
New
movies, like-
Mutants, add that on
Dark
there.
Phoenix, I have on the same sort of level as like, oh, it's announced. They say they're going to release it in 2018
November
or
2nd.
2019 or whatever.
It's supposed to be November 2nd
it's like,
this year.
oh, okay, it has no script, it has no director attached, they haven't cast any of
For
it.
what?
Like,
For Dark
all of
Phoenix?
these. Well, no, like any of these, like Gambit or like
Oh,
when they
well,
announced
yeah.
Dark Phoenix or like anything. Or it's
think-
just like, oh, they have a script.
Phoenix is Simon Kinberg. He's already working on it.
Yeah, well, wasn't it Singer? And then
It
you got
was,
fired?
and then yeah.
When did that
still,
happen? That was recently.
Yeah,
Like,
that's supposed to come out this year. Dark Phoenix.
Well, Brian Singer walked off the set of the Freddie Mercury film.
did he?
Yeah,
I didn't hear that.
yeah, and they couldn't find him.
How
for a few days.
how far into it?
I think that that movie looks terrible anyway.
They've
I
only
like-
put out one picture.
I know, but I'm not
Of,
excited for it.
Rami
I
Malek
was
as
excited
Freddie
for
Mercury.
it, and the
I
more
like
I
that-
see about it, the
I
more
like the
I'm
actor a lot, but I
mm.
feel like the entire thing's to be really cringy. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I'll still see
Anyway, we're losing focus.
So Dark-
Deadpool didn't.
None
Deadpool
of the movies
moved
are gonna
up
happen.
3 weeks.
right, everything else got delayed. Well,
New Mutants got delayed by 10 months. Gambit has no director.
nothing
Phoenix is where it was originally at November 2nd
of this year.
of this year.
Uh-huh.
And
It's still there, right? I
But
haven't heard
Fox-
anything about it.
and this is what I mean by power plays. Fox has announced a multiple man movie with James Franco, which
That
definitely not going to fucking
that
happen
was
now.
announced before the sale, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Like they knew the sale was happening,
So they just announced.
And-
well, especially that's it's
and
not.
Disney was like, "All right, we'll give you $6 billion." And then Fox was like, "Fuck you, we'll make $6 billion with a multiple man movie. Like get Franco on the phone."
That was
and then all this shit came out with Franco, and they're
Yeah.
like, "So $6 billion?
Like, do we really need multiple of James Franco right now?
We don't even need the one."
And then like Fox just announced a Kitty Pryde movie with a director and writer of Deadpool.
That's not happening either.
who
And the directors and writer of
cares?
Deadpool has just announced a Clue remake.
You like
I
Kitty?
saw
Don't you like,
that.
don't you like Kitty Pryde?
I do like Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, Kitty Pryde also marrying Colossus sometime this year.
I have
Stay
a lot to
tuned
say
for
about
that.
that. We
Stay
have to
tuned for that
we have
Marvel
to delay
event.
that until like another
Our
podcast because I have a
Valentine's
lot to
episode.
say about. Oh yeah.
Stay tuned for that Marvel event book that won't sell, and then they'll blame the fans for.
Yep.
Thanks, Marvel.
So there's a lot of X-Men in the air and a lot of things like not happening or potentially not happening. New Mutants I still hope happens. It looked really cool. Like the trailer they put out, I was excited for.
I think the only one that's guaranteed to happen at this point in time is Deadpool 2. Everything
Yeah.
else is just...
Well, Deadpool 2 is already in the can. Like,
That's what I'm saying. That's the only one that I feel like is guaranteed to come out when it's supposed to come out and possibly have the chance of sequels. Everything else is just up in the air
what
at
I
this
think,
point.
the thing that they're saying right now is that New Mutants tested okay, but it wasn't scary. So they're trying to reshoot a lot of it to make it scarier.
That's not going to happen.
My theory is they're trying to fix it a little bit to fit into the MCU.
Has any
No, I don't think
word
so.
one way or another happened about Legion?
Legion's still coming back. That
Is
hasn't
it?
announced season 2.
Does
It's
it
coming
have
out,
like
yeah.
a date?
Yeah, it's
I think
March.
Okay.
I think
Gifted,
March or April.
Okay.
Gifted got renewed for a second season.
Yeah,
as well,
Gifted got
right?
renewed. Yeah.
It wasn't
I
horrible.
heard-
I saw like an episode.
Yeah,
or
I heard
two.
like nothing about that.
I
I
heard-
heard like 3 people say like, oh yeah, I watched it.
I heard very neutral things about it. I think like I kind of watched one episode and I had no idea what was happening.
Yeah.
I like haven't seen any of it. It's like completely off my radar. Like if you'd said it, if you hadn't just said it, I would, and you were like, name a bunch of, name all the series that have come out. I never would
Yeah.
have occurred to me.
Legion, I'm excited is coming back. I'm glad that
Legion was
didn't
good.
get like a.
Axed. Yeah.
That's a great show.
I don't know.
I feel the same way about that. I feel about Deadpool, which is that the first season / movie was really good. I'm concerned about where they would go with season / movie 2. I feel like it's going to be, I feel like it has the potential
I'm
to
not
be one of those
concerned at
things.
all for Deadpool 2. I'm
Really?
excited.
I feel like it's going to be one of those things where they're like, oh, it was super popular,
There's
so
a
let's like rush
Deadpool
to get a
animated
season
series
out.
coming
And
out
Yeah.
on FX from Donald Glover.
that sounds enjoyable.
Yeah, I
Is that
forgot
still-
about it
is
until
it-
just now.
Is it still happening though?
Yeah. Donald Glover's working. He's working on like 19 things.
I'm excited for that.
I'm sure while he's like on the Lando set, he's like working on that too.
while
What else
writing
has he got to do?
while writing a script for Prowler.
Yeah. God, I
Probably.
want him to come back so
I
bad.
hope so. I really hope so.
Kyle, what's our next action item? I feel like we're.
Yeah.
How long have we been going? Do we have a?
Too long.
Almost an hour. So I think we'll be wrapping up soon. I think final things we can talk about. We do have we had a contest winner already been announced for the T-shirt.
Oh, yep.
It was Mitch J Fitness.
Cool.
He is. I actually went to school with him a few ever ago.
Really?
And then
Congratulations.
the only other person entered the contest I worked with for a while. So a little bit of nepotism.
Kyle's friends are more engaged than anyone else.
A little bit. Yeah. Hi, fans. Kind of cool.
Fans is a strong word.
There we go. 2 of them right there.
Yeah, that's
Fans
true.
of Ness.
That's true. All right.
I want to, like I said, the last video we did, I think the next contest I want to do is a fan art contest.
Oh Jesus.
You really want this fan art.
I do. I think it'd be cool.
I think it would be cool too. I don't know
I'm
how
very
much.
I don't know
Sure.
if I'll get participation, but I want fan
Yeah.
art. I'm not sure what I want to like give away as a prize yet. I either
the hat that you're never gonna get to eat.
no, I'm not giving it away. The next prize, if you enter, you get to direct one of the new Star Wars movies.
Congratulations.
you
We'll pull
get
some
you get
strings.
to like live your life on it and be fired from a Star Wars film. But no, I'll think of something. I either want to make it. We had a contest, a contest I made up on the spot. And when we got like 100 likes, I told the person that was our 100th like that they could choose any topic for episode they wanted to, and they're like, "Cool."
Yeah.
And
they're like, oh,
del-
that's awesome.
Then they
Like,
like
let me
deleted
think
their
about it.
Facebook.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll make that. Like maybe like a fan art contest.
Or pick a topic.
Pick up if you could like maybe like make a cool logo for us too. Like maybe like feature it on the website for a week or something like that,
Yeah.
or like cool pictures of us.
This is just another angle for you to go for fan art. I
It
feel
is.
like.
No, we'll either let you pick a topic for a video stream. Maybe if you want to join in on with us, 4th person.
Yeah. If you want to get up at this horrible hour.
Yeah, we'll live stream you and we'll give you a phone call. But
That's our news. That's our
yeah, that's our
stream
news
for the
and our
day.
stories. Thanks for watching us.
Thanks. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Oh, it's so late.
Bye-bye.
Bye.